Greetings. I am T. Wiley, attorney at law located in Tarrant County, Texas. I received an email to cover a couple topics based on a case out in LA County involving Daystar Peterson, aka Tory Lanez, who was charged with the assault of Megan Pete, aka Megan Thee Stallion, with a semi-automatic handgun. A couple days ago, her ex-best friend, ex-assistant Kelsey Harris testified, or she at least got on the stand. And she repeatedly pled the Fifth Amendment. So, it has not been made public what the basis of her pleading the Fifth was, but we do know that the prosecution said that she is not under investigation and they did offer her use immunity. So let's discuss. The Fifth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution contains civil rights afforded to U.S. citizens, one of which is the right not to self-incriminate yourself. A person cannot be compelled by the government to provide any type of incriminating information about themselves. So in simple terms, you cannot be forced to confess to a crime. A witness who has been subpoenaed to testify in a criminal trial can refuse to answer specific questions if they believe their answers can be self-incriminating. So Ms. Harris was a witness to the crime. She was subpoenaed to testify. She got on the stand. She pled the Fifth Amendment. Once she pled the Fifth Amendment, of course, it is assumed that her answers would be self-incriminating, which means that the prosecution could use her answers as a basis of a criminal case against her or use her testimony to gather evidence to pursue a criminal proceeding against her. It is confusing because we don't know what she is claiming they would investigate her for criminally. The prosecution said there is no investigation out against her. But we have to realize that this is not a blanket protection. You must reasonably believe that your testimony will be used in a criminal prosecution against you. So, again, it's confusing why she continued to answer questions, plead the Fifth, while she had been granted immunity, and that is the twist. There are two types of immunity in a criminal case: transactional immunity and use immunity. Kelsey Harris was granted use immunity, which means that her testimony cannot be used against her to pursue any type of criminal prosecution, or any evidence based on her testimony cannot be used against her to pursue a criminal case. So she was still able to plead the Fifth to some questions, even though she was granted use immunity. I think that's the part that is confusing for people, because if you have been granted immunity, why are you still pleading the Fifth Amendment? Then again, the Fifth Amendment is not a blanket protection. It's only for specific questions where you feel your answer will incriminate you, but then you were granted immunity for those answers. So I hope that answered the question, and thank you to the person that submitted for me to cover the Fifth Amendment and use immunity.